back to the channel. Today we're talking about this, the Enya Go Sonic. This is a fully carbon fiber guitar with electronics built in, with a wonderful button just here that will allow you to change between clean, overdriven and high gain tones, and it also comes out really quite wonderfully out of this speaker, so that when you hear it back, it's fantastic. It is able to connect to an app that I'll show here, and where you can select all of those tones and edit them as well, so you can add all kinds of effects from tremolo, vibrato and chorus, as well as different amplifiers as well. So before we begin, this is a sponsored video. This is something they sent me, and they actually sent it to me about 6 months ago, and I wanted to try it out because in terms of a price point and an intention of building a guitar, this is quite a cheap one. So it's meant for those that are entering the realm of guitar and what that can mean in terms of making music with one. And I wanted to take it to my students. So I teach in a lot of different primary and secondary schools here in the UK, in London. And I wanted to get their perspective on such a thing as to, would it be something that they'd find an opportunity with to expand with more? And obviously, when you teach everyone from a 6-year-old to an 18-year-old, they all pretty much love it. Now, the 18-year-olds have probably had a bit more exposure to the guitar world, so they kind of know their traditional brands and what is possible. So this kind of thing was more of a recording tool exercise. Whereas the younger children, this was like eye-opening. This is a world of tones that they've never heard before, and this is a way of recording their music and knowing about mixing sounds. I think it's great that this kind of thing exists. Why did I only use it in schools though for a couple of weeks? Because as great as it is to teach with and not have to carry around an amplifier because you've got one built in, and it's also really great for USB-C connection here to go straight into my laptop, so anything that they need to learn or take away with them, I can quickly record and get it done. I got annoyed at the fact that every time I was playing something, they say, "So what fret are you on?" I can't see, and they had to count because there's no fret markers on it. There is obviously some for me. Up here, they've got the little dots, but I've pretty much seen since, especially on John Cordy's channel, I think he had one as well, where there's one, covered in graffiti because it's made of carbon fiber. You can print what you like on one of these things. So as long as I've seen all kinds of, they look more like tattoos rather than anything like fret markers, but it's a reference point, and that's all anyone needs. I need a reference point to know where I'm going. So that's why I personally stopped using it. Other than that, it is effortless to play. So stainless steel frets, a lovely rounded neck, really lightweight. I mean, it's nothing. It's really cool. And then there's, of course, loads of electronics, but it's great. So in this terms of a demo that I wanted to give today, the stuff you heard at the beginning, the intro, that was actually plugged into my Fender 65 Deluxe reverb straight into Logic, with a little bit of reverb added in Logic. To be fair, I didn't use the amp one, because I wanted to know what the actual pickups are like. What does it actually sound like when you play? To me, it's a little bright, which is something you can easily fix in EQ in a mix, but that's not something that you're going to want to do every time. There isn't a tone knob. Now, I know a lot of people, volume tone on 10, off you go, have fun. But I play a lot of Telecasters, and I find a lot of them really bright. So I've been really used to, over the last at least 10 years, maybe even 15, of tone and volume knobs at about 7 or 8, using the guitar control. So for me, this is another way of recording and playing. Yeah, it's what you get used to. But if you're 8, 9, 10 years old and this is how you begin to learn, of course you're just going to learn that the tech is the way forward, which it seems to be. Wood is only so much in your supply, tubes are only so much in supply. There is a route forward, and it's not for me to decide whether this one is or isn't, but in terms of integrating technology and the fact that they're surrounded by it, this is a great thing to be able to start with. I'm really happy that the guitar is evolving. It might not be to my taste and something that I gig, but I don't think that should change the point of reference of every child that I meet. It should be, what do you think? What are you going to do with it? And just let that kind of thought and motivation as to what is possible lead them forward. If it leads them forward to Fenders and Gibsons and all the other wonderful tools that we've all grown up with, great. But it's not the way. So let them decide. Let you decide too. Have your say in the comments as to what you think this is kind of evolving to and what you think it can be useful for. Thanks ever so much. See you for that.